Hi, Tim Sales here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about whether or not a traditional business is more fair than network marketing, because there's a lady who's talking about it, and she's basically trying to justify the CEO's income and things like that. And so let's have a listen to what she says, and then I'm going to talk about it.
You know, when these people in multi-level marketing companies say, oh, you know, your corporate job is more like a pyramid than anything because the CEO's at the top and, you know, all these people are at the bottom. Well, that's because the CEO has proportionally more risk than anybody else in the company, right? So these people have undoubtedly in a very fair business, which most probably are, and they operate within the rules, I'm sure. But like the CEO, they're in charge of firing people. All the decisions are on the weight of their shoulders. The lives of people in the business and like if they get paid, it's all weighted on them, right? So these huge decisions that they have to make, they have higher risk than somebody who's just, you know, working at the very bottom. They just got in there. They're just doing office work or something. Do you know what I'm saying? They have proportionally higher risk. That's not the same way that a multi-level marketing company works. It's all skewed.
Okay, so the part that I want to just address is that in a very fair business, and so she's kind of calling out that this is the standard, and then she goes on to state that the CEO is in charge of firing people, and the decisions, and if they get paid, and all of that weight and the higher risk is proportionately more and higher. And she didn't, I think she restrained herself from saying that that this justifies the higher pay. Okay, but regardless of that, that's not even important. What I want to do is to just kind of point out a couple of things. Is that network marketers just have different goals, right? Because we don't want to be in a position to be fired, and we don't want this if get paid thing, right? That's kind of like what we are all about. That's our battle cry. That's, you know, we want to be able to get a pay raise when we want a pay raise. We want to not be at the effect of somebody firing us. That's kind of what our battle cry is all about. So when she was talking in the very beginning there, and when she was saying that people in network marketing say, well, traditional business is as much of a pyramid as we are, or is more of a pyramid than we are, and things like that. So I was the original person who came out and had the conversation that each level of a corporation, a traditional business, has less money all the way down. Okay, so let's say CEO makes a certain amount, and then the president is going to make less. Vice president is going to make less than the president. The managers are going to make less than the vice president, and then the staff and employees are, you know, make less than the managers. Okay, so that's all that I was saying. I wasn't saying that it's a pyramid. I mean, it's shaped like a pyramid. In other words, most all structures are shaped like a pyramid. It had nothing to do with it. And so if you're in network marketing, don't say that like a traditional company is a pyramid scheme, okay? Because number one, it's not, all right? They do pay, each level makes less. And so when network marketing was taken into court, Amway Corporation, one of the things that they were trying to prove was that each level made less money. And they were utterly shocked to find that there were people who, you know, like way down in the organization were making a whole lot more. And so the structure of the organization did not at all have anything to do with the amount of money somebody made. So like the first person in could have made as little money as a person who just started yesterday, kind of a thing. So that's the way it is. And this is, and let me just state this, okay? This is a more fair structure for people who want a job. Okay? And so I'm not the kind of person to try to push somebody into network marketing at all. I'm looking for people who want to own their own business. All right? And so I wouldn't ever, invalidate somebody just because they want a job. I mean, I think it's, good, right? But this doesn't necessarily represent a more fair, right? Like that is where Kylie took it too far, because I don't see that. So, and I do believe that it's less fair to the people who are acquiring customers. All right, because she made a comment in there, and she was saying that the CEO is got all of the burden. But how does the CEO make money? The only way the CEO makes any money is because of the sales team. The sales team goes out and acquires customers. And every employee in a corporation is dependent upon the sales team. And so they have the most amount of skin in the game, if you wanted to kind of look at it that way. They are the players on the field. They are not people on the bench. They're not people in the stands. They're not people on the TV. They are the players that are going to get it done or not done. So I think that this structure is less fair for a person who acquires customers. The other thing is that she is saying the CEO, and I think she's assuming that the CEO owns 100% of the shares or something. And so, but I just want to make sure that you understand that when we talk about where most of the money is, it's not with the CEO. Okay, so the CEO, there's this conversation out there where it's disproportionate amount of income that's spread between the organization, and this thing up here is hiding everything. Because these guys are making $9 billion in profit, and this guy may be taking home $1 million a year or $5 million a year or something like that. And so they're talking about the difference between the CEO and the staff. Or they're arguing about the difference between the female earnings versus the male earnings in the same job post or something like that. And they're just missing where the big gap is, right? So let me give you an example of this. And let's just say Procter & Gamble, like they have toothpaste and toothbrushes and soap and all kinds of stuff, right? And let's suppose that this is a traditional company, right? And so that they go out and they're going to hire a sales rep of some kind, okay? And so she's going to say, I need a salary, all right? And why does she say I need a salary? Because just in case she's not able to make the sale, she wants the company to cover her. Okay, so that's going to be a salesperson who's not quite certain about her ability to execute all processes that are in a sales cycle. Okay, and by that issue, she is going to lock herself into a salary, and that means contract. And therefore, if she happens to get 7-Eleven, all 46,000 stores to take Procter & Gamble's products in there, then she's going to earn a salary plus a one-time commission, maybe. I don't know, whatever the contract may be. But Procter & Gamble is going to make the profits off of those 46,000 stores for the life of that situation. Okay, so as long as 7-Eleven is, like selling products made by Procter & Gamble, she was the one that acquired that customer that had 46,000 stores. And so Procter & Gamble, they do $67 billion in sales, $9 billion in profit. Okay, do you see where the real wealth gap is? That's the big gap. And the reason that they make so much money and have for many, many, many years is because their sales reps acquired the customers and they only paid them a small, salary plus commission. All right. And what network marketing does instead is they say, What you acquire, you get for the life of that customer. That's a big deal. That's the reason that I said back here is that it is more fair. In network marketing, it is this is not the best model for a person who acquires customers. Okay, network marketing is a far better one. And also, I'll just make this comment: is that this is W-2 income, and that is not good income. A lot of people like they get a salary, and it's W-2, and so you don't get to write off any tax benefits. Where over here, network marketing pays for the life of the sales volume, and it's 1099 income. And so therefore you can write off expenses that you have in the acquiring of customers. So I hope that helps you understand that. Every employee and shareholder of a company depend utterly on the customer acquisition team. Right? That's where it all goes down. And so the person who acquires customers does have the most burden. They have the most weight on their shoulders. I've been CEO, okay? So I know that position. And you're sometimes like, the big weight on my shoulders is whether or not the sales reps are going to come through. Okay? So is network marketing fair? Network marketing representatives are the customer acquisition arm of a network marketing company. That is where they sit. You can't describe it any other way. So it just works in a situation where it's a little bit more of a partnership. So you've got the network marketing company, and then they're saying to you, look, we value you so much that we're going to give you the life of that customer and all the team customers. In other words, all of your team's customers. And that's a big, big deal. So the network marketing company knows the value of that customer acquisition and rewards it. All right. And so Kylie's opinion is, I feel, that is justifying why the CEO can earn more money, can fire employees, can turn the company over to managers, and retire or sell the company. Employees are used for that end goal. I know it's kind of harsh, but it's the truth. So when you, in business, if you ever do a business school or something like that, it's like, when you first sit down and you start going through building a business, and you're going to build a business plan, and they have you like look at what's your exit strategy, right? So in the beginning of the company, you're actually already determining your exit strategy. And in that, it's like, okay, so how much is that company going to be depending on you, right? You. Because if it depends a lot on you, you can't sell it. And so you have to sort of be unimportant to the business. That's the only way you're going to be able to turn it over. So that's a big deal. So that's why it's not more fair than network marketing for customer acquisition. So in all of this that I've talked about, my position on calling a company, a traditional company, a pyramid or something like that, absolutely not. So if a person wants a job, good. A person wants a side hustle, good. A person wants to be a CEO, good. A person wants to build a network marketing sales team, good. I have no interest in devaluing anyone. And so I highly recommend that you adopt that, because being antagonistic to anybody is never going to get you anywhere, right? Antagonism gets antagonism, right? So if you're antagonistic to somebody, you're just going to draw it right back. You ever do that with a kid? He asks for an apple and you say no, and but I want it, like he's going to come back hard on you. And so it's the same way with when you're talking to prospects. And so to avoid that whole conversation, it's better just to kind of explain it the way that I just did, and that'll help them understand. So I appreciate you watching. Comment down below what you think about this. And in particular, do you feel as though that network marketing is more fair for everybody, or is it more fair for the sales reps? Okay, so I wanted to see if you saw that differentiation the same way that I see it. Appreciate you watching.